Well, conservative commentator Glenn Beck has just come out and issued a 5-alarm warning for the American people for the next 8 months, not only covering the election this November, but also this coming January 2025, in which we officially dub our new president. Now, I've got a lot to share with you in today's report, but just a quick break from my sponsor. Well, are you ready to power up your retirement in 2024? Because silver is shining brighter than ever before. In fact, every solar panel needs silver paste in order to make the panel work. And guess what? As a result of that, silver is exploding. In fact, silver is doubling every 3 years, and it is set to light the world on fire by 2035. With silver demands through the roof, a silver IRA with Noble Gold Investments makes perfect sense. That's why I want to encourage you guys, go to lisahavengold.com. That's lisahavengold.com. Fill out that information, click get it now, and they're going to send you that free gold and silver investment guide. It's absolutely free. Or better yet, give them a call at the number on the screen. Let them know you heard it on Lisa Haven. In fact, right now, you can claim up to 10 1-ounce silver Trump coins or a 10-ounce silver American flag bar. Check it out at lisahavengold.com. If you want more information, click that more button or click the link in the description box below. All right, so let's dive into this 5-alarm warning by Glenn Beck. Take a listen to the first half of the interview.
I think these people today are so arrogant and have AI at their side that they think that they can topple this and create a utopia. And I think they're all in.
It's almost as if we built a machine that could process anything, and there's now nothing left to process except for our own selves.
Yeah, it's going to consume all of us.
I don't think he's wrong on that point. He's literally talking about those at the top of the pyramid, which we know are organizations like the World Economic Forum, the United Nations, the World Health Organization, and all those at the top who are really pulling the strings, the 1%ers, the billionaires, the George Soros, Bill Gates of the world, who are controlling a majority of things in our country and in multiple countries. And the truth of the matter is, they've now got AI at their side, so to speak, and this utopia that they're wanting to usher in might be their utopia, but for us, it's a living freaking nightmare. And I'm talking about, as the World Economic Forum so pleasantly put it, you will own nothing and be happy. In other words, they control what you eat, what you do, what you see, what you say, what you're allowed to say, and hey, even what you wear. I put out a whole report on restrictedrepublic.com that really detailed entire patterns that they want to implement, like they want you to only be able to fly one time every 3 years, I think it was. You can only buy 3 garments per year, 3 pieces of clothing per year. The government can control how far you can travel outside of the city, and you have to get special permits. I mean, this is an insanity that they're trying to push on all of us. In fact, Glenn Beck expands a little bit on that in the next part of this interview. Take a listen.
I worry about the next 8 months.
Yeah.
I think the next 8 months are critical because the elites of the world, there's more elections happening in the next 6 months than any other time in the history of voting in the world.
That's wild, right?
Yeah, wild. By far more elections. That's why you're starting to see the farmers win over in Europe, because they're backing off, but they're not backing off. They're not saying we're not going to do it. They're delaying it. They're saying, okay, you know what? We'll take this back up after the election. Hopefully, I've been seeing the uprising of the farmers again last week. They're not buying into that. They know that they've got to change things during the elections. But it seems like all of the politicians know something that we don't know. Never before in my life, I've been doing broadcast now for 50 years, never have I ever seen in a political cycle people saying, ow, that hurts. And the politicians say, oh, good. Want some more? You don't do that. It makes no sense.
Now, he makes a lot of powerful points there. I want to start with the fact that he says there's a lot of elections coming up within the next 8 months that he is really worried about. And I have to wholeheartedly agree with them. This is not only a warning for America, but quite frankly, the whole world, because a lot of leaders are being elected. And if leftist leaders continue to be elected across the globe, they're going to have our dystopia, their utopia. They're going to get it. They're not going to continue. It's not going to continue to go by the wayside. If we don't elect the right people in, those more conservative in nature, those more Republican in nature, then we're doomed not only as a country, but as a world in whole, because this is the agenda that the entire planet, so to speak, wants to push. And I would say not the planet, but those at the very top. The World Economic Forum and the United Nations are not just U.S. orchestrated companies. They're companies that encompass 35 members, 35 countries, and multiple countries all over the globe. So they've got a huge power control, and they're putting their people as the front runners in a lot of these elections. And if they continue to get voted in, we're going to have that dystopian future, right? And that's why I think his warning should be absolutely heated. We have to get the right people in. And not only that, but he also talks about he's never before in the history since he's been doing journalist. I've only been doing it now little over 10 years, right? But he's been 50 years in, and he says never before has he ever seen politicians say, I'm going to do something, whether or not you like it, and I'm going to continue to do it despite what you want. And this is what we're seeing in America. This is what they're seeing in Europe. This is what they're seeing in Canada, all over. They've gotten so bold now, and they've seized so much control over everything, including our information here, right? So much censorship here on these alternative platforms. But anyway, they're doing it in our faces. They're doing it bluntly, and they just don't care. This is a huge problem. This is exactly what tyrants do. And when they're going to do it on a massive scale, you're talking end time Bible prophecy style stuff, right? Where all your rights are literally removed out from under you and given to those at the very top. So wanted to share that warning from Glenn Beck. He doesn't always, come forward with such powerful information, but I thought it was powerful and wanted to share it with you guys. I love you all. And as a quick reminder, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel here. As you know, mainstream media is not giving you the full enchilada and the full truth on stuff. So make sure you're subbed here, and make sure you check your subscription here on YouTube. YouTube has been removing people, so please double check it and make sure you have that all button checked. Otherwise, you won't be notified. Anyhow, I love you all. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.